That complimentary cup of stale coffee you were drinking in the dealership waiting room is about to become the most expensive beverage you will ever consume in your entire life. If you own a modern vehicle and you still take it back to the glowing, perfectly sterile dealership service center, you need to stop whatever you are doing and listen to me very carefully, because you are walking willingly into a highly engineered financial trap. Right now, all across America, hardworking people are dropping off their vehicles for a simple, cheap oil change, but they won't be leaving with a cheap bill. In about 45 minutes, a man in a crisp polo shirt holding a digital tablet is going to walk into that waiting room, call your name, and hand you an estimate that will completely destroy your family's budget for the month. We are actively watching the greatest legal extortion racket in the automotive industry. The dealerships are no longer making their massive fortunes entirely on the showroom floor. They are making it in the service drive, and they are doing it by weaponizing your own fear, your lack of inside knowledge, and your absolute terror of voiding your warranty. They sold the working class a fragile machine, and now they are holding you hostage to maintain it. If you have a service appointment scheduled anytime soon, do not hand them your keys until you watch this video To understand how millions of rational, intelligent adults fall for this trap every single day, we have to look at the psychological theater the dealership has constructed. When you pull your vehicle into a modern dealership service drive, notice the environment. It does not look like a mechanic's garage. It looks like a high-end hospital. The floors are painted spotless white. The lighting is blindingly bright. Everything is designed to feel highly clinical, extremely official, and overwhelmingly intimidating. This is intentional. The psychological goal of this sterile environment is to make you feel small. It is designed to make you feel like you do not understand the complex, sophisticated piece of machinery you just drove in with, and that you must completely surrender your trust to their so-called experts. And then you meet the service advisor. This is the biggest misconception in the entire automotive world. The guy greeting you with a friendly smile, a clipboard, or a shiny iPad is not a mechanic. He is not a technician. He is not the person who will be getting his hands dirty under the hood of your truck. The service advisor is a highly trained, heavily commissioned salesman, period. His entire job, his entire livelihood, and the way he feeds his own family depends entirely on upselling you services that you did not ask for and that your vehicle does not currently need. He is not there to save you money. He is there to extract the maximum amount of dollar bills from your wallet before you drive off the lot. They position him as your trusted advocate. He speaks to you with a tone of deep concern. He acts like a doctor diagnosing a terminal illness. But in reality, he's simply reading a script designed by a corporate management team to hit a monthly revenue quota. And the moment you sit down in that plush waiting room chair and look down at your phone, his psychological game begins. About an hour after you hand over your keys for a basic $60 routine service, the trap springs. The service advisor approaches you in the waiting room. He does not speak loudly. He lowers his voice to a tone of serious concern, leaning in close, treating you like a patient receiving bad news. He hands you a piece of paper or turns his digital tablet towards you, showing you the infamous multi-point inspection report. This document is a masterpiece of psychological manipulation. It is entirely color-coded like a traffic light. Green means good, yellow means caution, red means imminent, catastrophic danger. Suddenly, the simple oil change you came in for is overshadowed by a sea of yellow and red ink. He starts using terrifying buzzwords. He talks about preventative fluid flushes, system recalibrations, and premature wear. He will never explain exactly what these things mean in plain English, because confusion is his greatest weapon. Then comes the physical prop. He will reach behind his back and pull out a filthy, black, disgusting cabin filter. He holds it up in front of you, right in the middle of the crowded waiting room, and asks, "Do you really want your family breathing this in?" It is pure humiliation tactics. You are surrounded by other customers. Your ego kicks in. You do not want to look broke. You do not want to look like a bad provider who can't take care of his family's safety. But the ultimate weapon in his arsenal is the threat of the warranty. If you hesitate, if you push back and say you want to wait on these expensive repairs, his face gets completely serious. He looks you dead in the eye and implies that if you decline this highly recommended, incredibly overpriced service, any future problems might not be covered by your factory warranty. It is a subtle, perfectly legal form of blackmail, They hold the warranty over your head like a loaded weapon. They paralyze you with the fear that if you say no to an $800 preventative maintenance package today, you might be on the hook for a $10,000 failure tomorrow. And so, you fold. You nod your head. You agree to the repairs. You walk through those glass doors expecting to pay $60. You walk out 3 hours later with a finalized invoice for $1,800. Think about the devastating reality of this math. You are already trapped in an 84-month loan, paying $1,200 a month for the privilege of driving the truck. Now, every time you take it in for basic upkeep, the dealership drains an additional $1,000 from your bank account. This is exactly why the American middle class is entirely broke. You are bleeding out from 1,000 tiny cuts. When you walk up to the cashier's window to pay that massive bill, you feel a deep, sickening pit in your stomach. You hand over your high-interest credit card, knowing full well you don't have the cash in your checking account to cover it. You feel the shame of being taken advantage of, but you swallow your pride because you are trapped in their system. You drive away from the dealership trying to convince yourself that you did the right thing. You tell yourself that the truck is safe now, but deep down, in the quiet of the ride home, you know the absolute truth. You didn't just buy safety. You bought the service advisor's next vacation. The dealership didn't just fix your vehicle. They successfully farmed you. They treated you like livestock, extracting your hard-earned money to feed a massive corporate machine that looks at you as nothing more than a walking ATM. But you do not have to play their game. You can completely break this cycle of financial abuse today. Your ultimate defense against the dealership service scam is a single, powerful word: no. When the man with the tablet walks up to you with a list of red and yellow warnings, you look him in the eye and say, "No, just the oil change." When he threatens your warranty with vague, terrifying scenarios, you demand to see it written in the actual factory manual, not his printed sales sheet. Better yet, stop going to the glowing, sterile corporate hospitals altogether. Find a local, independent, blue-collar mechanic. Find the guy with actual grease permanently stained into his hands. The guy who doesn't wear a clean polo shirt, who doesn't use an iPad to talk to you, and who actually owns his own small shop. That man relies on his honest reputation in the community to survive, not on a corporate sales quota. When you take your vehicle to an independent shop, you are no longer a target. You are a respected client. Take back your power. Protect your paycheck. Stop funding the marble floors and the free espresso machines at the dealership with your family's emergency fund. Let me know down in the comments, what is the most outrageous, completely ridiculous repair estimate a dealership has ever tried to hand you? Drop the exact dollar amount and the story below, because I read every single one of them. If you are tired of the constant lies coming out of the automotive industry and you want to protect your wallet and your freedom, hit the subscribe button right now. Keep your guard up, keep your money in your pocket, and I will see you in the next video.